Welcome back once again. We're going to be doing another unboxing. This time we are going to be doing Rockford Fosgate Prime full range component speaker system. The part number is R165-5. Okay, so this one here also bought on Crutchfield. Let's see, I bought actually several things together. Bought this on Crutchfield. This was on clearance, actually. I believe is why I picked it up. This was close to $300, I think, brand new. I think I picked it up for $125 or something. It was just on clearance. It is, made in China, but I don't know where else you can find something that's not really with technology anymore, but nonetheless, that's what it is. Specifications is we got a 6.5-inch two-way system, 0.5 balanced dome mylar tweeter, mica injected polypropylene cone, cold rolled steel frame, big fucking cold rolled, yeah, like as if that makes, that's just crazy. They're trying to make it more impressive than it really is. It's just metal. Okay, 40 watts RMS, 80 watts peak, grills and mounting hardware included. Alrighty, so again, Rockford Fosgate, usually a pretty good, it's always had a good name to it. Kicker, Rockford Fosgate, Pioneer, Alpine, all of those have always been typically a name brand to, that's reputable. I remember Rockford Fosgate, Alpine, and those two being the most expensive way back in the day. If you could afford that, you had money if you could buy those kind of things. So here we are going to open it up, and you can see it's all nice and neatly inside styrofoam enclosure. Here's the instructions right here. Now, once again, I will admit that I did open the box to look at this, but that was it. I never pulled the speakers out yet. I don't know what it looks like in there. Once again, oh, nice. I just tore my instructions. I thought this thing was going to fold out, but it doesn't. It's actually a booklet form here. So I kind of sort of tore it, but it's okay. It's still in good shape. But let's take a quick look here. Looks like it's all in English for the most part, except for some of the warnings. Oh yeah, so apparently this system has several models. The R152, R16, blah, 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 blah. So there's several different ones you can get. This one will have the tweeters, and it will have the 6.5-inch subwoofers. They're telling you how to do it, telling you how it goes together here, and it has the cutout pattern here that I about tore up. Same with the tweeter, actually. Let's see here. So you got to pay attention here, because this is okay. So this is one of these instructions that I told you in one of my other reviews, that sometimes they send you, instructions that kind of fit all systems. In other words, and this is one of those. So I've got to use this one right here, the R165. This is the one that I have to use for template on cutting my speaker holes out. So yeah, you need to pay attention to that, because you don't want to cut, for example, for the 7.5, then try to fit your speaker in and find out the hole is way too big. Or obviously the opposite, which would be the hole would be way too small. But at least you'd get a second chance at making it bigger, I guess. So yeah, got to pay attention to stuff like that. All right, warranty little stuff on the back here. All right, who cares? Let's get into actually seeing what we got here. All right, take this styrofoam off here. Ta-da! There we go. You can kind of see here somewhat what we got. So here's one of the tweeters right there. Kind of exactly what I expected. It does have a little bit of weight to it. I had some Optimus tweeters in my 78 F-150 years ago, years and years ago. And they were really lightweight. As a matter of fact, I got them over here somewhere. I know I have them. I could probably reuse them, but I just don't have the mounting hardware for them anymore. About all I have is probably just a tweeter and a little lead that I just snipped off and kept. So honestly, could I really use them? Yeah, I probably could. I have no idea how good they are, but these got some weight to them. These feel like these are pretty good quality units, actually. Here's the other one. I don't know what this is. Some sort of tweeter. You know, I don't know, like a washer maybe or something. I don't know what it's for exactly, but I'll have to get the instructions to find out. So this one here is, okay, so this is the actual tweeter mounting, angled mounting kind of thing. So apparently you can put this, well, you can see, I think you can see, kind of see how it's got an angle, 45-degree angle right there. You can put that and it'll actually, you know, so like if the surface was coming right at you, you can point it, look at it, it's pointing right at you now. So yeah, you can angle mount these things using those little cup things, which these would be surface mount, of course. They're mounting on the surface, where I think you can also obviously take and flush mount these babies in there too, which I don't know which one I'm going to do, but we'll find out when I get to that point. There's a bunch of screws and brackets here. Got that. And here we go with the wire once again. Okay, now I can definitely see this. I mean, this is 20 gauge wire in my opinion. 20 AWG. Again, the same thing that I've always said. I don't understand why the manufacturer, you know, all these high performance stereo systems, if you actually go find some people that do this legitly, or they talk about it, you know, for real, and you know, these high performance audio systems, etc. They're talking about using minimum 16 gauge speaker wire all the way, you know, to 14, 12 gauge, powering these subwoofers and that kind of stuff up with, you know, wire of at least 12, if not 10 and 8 gauge and all that fun shit. I'm kind of lost. I'm a little confused as to why the actual factory on some of these supposedly really nice speaker units are using these small wires anymore. I don't know if it has something to do with noise suppression or what. I'm probably not going to be using this stuff. I'm going to be using, I've got a whole roll of 16 gauge wire, and that's going to be the bare minimum that I'm using as far as size, just because, you know, the wire that I have is actually really super flexible, whereas this here, you know, I mean, it's flexible, but it definitely, you know, the most minimum grade that they can put out there. Let's just put it that way, which is surprising. For example, take a look at this. So this is the tweeter, and I don't know. I swear, this looks like 20 gauge for the big speakers, and this looks like 18 gauge that is on the tweeters. I'm not kidding you. I could, maybe they are the same. Maybe they are the same. Yeah, I guess they are the same. Not by much, but that blows me away. That really just, I'm at a loss of words. And I know a lot of people out there that are saying, oh, he's at a loss of words. That doesn't happen. Anyway, another wire for the other side. Again, definitely going to be using my 16 gauge speaker wire at minimum. Much more flexible, nicer, color coded, all that other stuff to make it, you know, just show up and make it look really good. And here's the speaker assembly right here. I'm going to look underneath here. Got nothing hidden underneath there. And everything's packaged, you know, really well. Let's get a speaker out here and take a look, shall we? So, got the speaker out of the bag now. There's the grill. So the grill is plastic edging steel grill, and got the Rockford Fosgate symbol there. Pretty attractive, looks good. Here is the actual speaker itself, and again, it has some girth to it. Polypropylene cone. Looks like a foam surround on this one. Let's see what else here. Got your connections on the back here. I mean, it feels really good, really weighted. I like it. I like it. And, just for shits and giggles, let's do some checking here. 6.5 is what they said. And this is a 6-inch. This is 6-inch across all the way from the metal frame to the metal frame is 6 inches across. So let's try this one over here. Okay, so this would be 6.5. So like if you went to, because you got 4 mounting points here. Well, you got a lot of mounting point options, but looks like these are the main mounting points right here. And if you actually grab on there and you go to the other side, it's 6.5 inches from here to here. Technically, the speaker itself, though, from the surround is 5 inches in diameter. Technically, the speaker. Okay? So, why they classify it as a 6.5, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just, consumer dumb. And then, I'm not the expert here. I don't do this every day. Well, let's just take a quick look at this. See what this is. So it's like 6 3/4 across the entire speaker grill. And, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's measure from, so it's 2 inches, just a little over 2 inches of depth from the top of here to the bottom, or the back of the speaker is 2 inches. So then by the time you put this grill on here, and you can see it's actually concaved upwards, I would imagine that's 2.5 inches. Let's just kind of see if I can gauge that a little bit. Actually, I'm going to say even more, around 3 inches, actually. Yep. So I'm going to say a total thickness of about 3 inches from the top of the concave to the back of the speaker. If you're interested in that kind of, information. So, that is the big speaker. I don't see any reason why we need to open up the other one. Obviously, they're both going to be the same. But let's go take and actually open up a tweeter, which you can pretty much see what you're getting. But the bag does make it a little bit stupid to see. Wow, that tape is really hanging on there on that one. Okay, got it open there. Alright, so there's your tweeter right there. I mean, again, not much different than just looking at it through a bag. This, let's go all the way across here in the front. It's a 2 1/8 across. So on the back side, where it's not the big old flange, it's about 1 and almost 7/8 in diameter right here in this area, the outer diameter. But when you go across the entire face, it's about 2 1/8. And then if we were to measure from the bottom of that flange to the back of the speaker, we are at 3/4 of an inch. And if we go to the top of the concave, you're probably about 1 1/8 inches. So total overall about 1 1/8 inches tall, 3/4 of an inch from the back of the mounting flange. And then again, I mean, hey, we're here, right? We might as well open up one of these babies. Okay, there we go. Well, that's interesting. There's a spring inside there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a coil spring in there. I don't know why. No idea why. So apparently you gotta, I can't really hook it up because I'd have to feed this entire wire through this hole right there in order to get it fed in there. And then You know what? You know what? I wonder. I'm not gonna. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I should. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. Check it out. There we go. All right. Look at that. That came apart. All right. So, okay. Okay. So, okay. I get it now. This is the angle mounting surface. And what you do is you install. There's the actual tweeter itself, and you just take and you put this up in here. You have to feed that wire through there, stick this over here, and twist it to lock it down, apparently. Because that's how I got this one apart. And, okay, so I guess that's the reason why that... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, look at this. Look at that. So you can actually... Look at that. You can kind of... It's all concaved and made to where you can actually kind of rotate it and point it. Okay, so this is the flush mount. That explains the coil spring now. That explains the coil spring. Keeps it tight. Now let me see if I can get this back together here. Okay, twisted it back in. But look at this. Okay, now I got it back together. Look at that. See? Where that coil spring allows a little bit, so it keeps it to where it doesn't allow it to, float back to center, I guess, that coil spring. Look at that. This is cool. This is cool. I did not know this. I'm learning as I go here. So even at a flush mount, you can aim it. Looks like maybe you're going to get 25, 30 degrees at best, but that's about it. But then apparently you can do the same thing with this. You will mount this, and okay, here we go. Watch. Ta-da! Okay, check it out. So you can mount this at a 45 surface mount. Put it inside here. Lock it down like you did this one over here. But then, because it's already at a 45, you can really now give an extra 25, 30 degrees inside here, like that, to give you a little bit more. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Again, learning as I go here, but that's really, really cool. Okay, awesome. All right, well, now, and this is the reason why I do this stuff, is because, again, I want everybody here that comes to my channel to learn something. And, I never knew this. You go to Crutchfield or whatever, I don't care where you go. I imagine, I don't know, maybe you might go to Rockford Fosgate, and maybe they might show that this actually happens, okay? But I can tell you, in my research at Crutchfield, which is, I guess, really the only place I went, they showed no pictures of this happening. They showed me nothing. I did, and I read that it had a surface mount 45 degree, but that was it. So now you, as well as me, I've learned something. But you, now being here on this channel, you have learned that you can actually directionally point this in the surface mount up to 25, 30 degrees, and you have a 45 degree surface mount that you can also directionally point this thing. So again, this is the reason why I do this kind of stuff, so you can do your research before you buy, and you can choose and decide if it's something that you want to do based on what you find here online. So again, this is the reason why I do this stuff. I know it's a dumb video. It's over 19 minutes long at this point, but there might be somebody out there who, looks at this and just like me, they're surprised that this actually happened. And it could be the, what do you want to say, the trigger that says, you know what, that's exactly what I want. Or, you know what, nope, I don't want that because I don't want that to happen. All right. Well, there you go. That was the tweeter. You saw the speaker. You saw the surface mount. You saw all the hardware and the 20 gauge. Literally, look at that stuff, dude. That's dinky wire right there. Let's see. Do I got some? What do I got here? This is 18 gauge. Let me see if I can strip this out for you. You can kind of see the difference. Now, I realize that this is copper and it's not tinned with solder like this one over here. But this says right here, primary wire, 18 AWG gauge wire. So you can see the copper, and here's the one that came with it, and it's soldered, it's twisted. I just tried to twist this tighter to make it as skinny as possible, and you can see that's definitely 20 gauge wire. It's not 18, I can tell you that. It's not 18 gauge wire, and if it is, it's a lie. But there you go. I mean, 16 gauge wire, what they're going to tell, well, all the professionals and shit, they're going to tell you you should be using 16 gauge wire to run all your speakers. And here's some 18 gauge right there. So take it as you will, but I just don't understand that. I don't know, maybe somebody out there, that's the other thing why I do this, maybe somebody out there is going to hear me saying what I'm saying now, and they're going to be like, hey, dumbass, this is the reason why it happens. They do it for this very reason here, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, then good to know that, and glad that you told me, because I never would have otherwise known that. And I don't know what these washers are. There's two of them in here, and they're metal. So I'm not too sure how this works or what they're exactly for, but I imagine they go behind the flush mount thing, and I have no idea why. But anyway. All right, well, video's over as far as I'm concerned. So you have now seen some measurements and some specs on that Rockford Fosgate 2 component system. Hope you like it. Like, subscribe, rumble, 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 and come back. We'll have some more for you.